Mashallah, comrades, I spent the last week upgrading my computer and stocking my real-life Fallout shelter in preparation of the inevitable nuclear winter. Good luck out there, my friends. You'll need it. That being said, welcome back to another episode of Incredible Indies, the series where I attempt to find actually good games for a reasonable price, because the AAA industry has slowly turned itself into an unfinished, microtransaction-filled, incessant cesspool of pay-to-play mediocre products. But I digress. Today's game is one I teased a review of 5 months ago. That's right, it's none other than 2018's Dusk. Published by New Blood Interactive, aka the boomer shooter center of the gaming industry, also known for ULTRAKILL, Medieval, and Fallen Aces. And developed by David... Dusk has one special feature that is unique to Dusk, and only Dusk. It's that none of my fucking friends want to ever shut the fuck up about how good and well designed it is. It's also the only game I've bought merch from 6 months before even playing it. The game has 3 modes in it. First off, you've got your standard story. Then you've got Endless, which is an arena survival mode. Lastly, you've got Dusk World, the game's multiplayer side. The gameplay of Dusk is divided into 2 primary components, exploration and combat. Exploration is pretty straightforward. It involves running around the fairly complex and detailed levels to find keycards to unlock doors, and doing this until you find a door that ends the level. Another big part of exploration is finding the secrets hidden in every nook and cranny of the levels. Spoiler alert, I still suck at this. A spooky, Lovecraftian-esque feeling dominates most of the levels, and accompanied by the eerie silence and occasional musical cues, it really does make for a tense atmosphere. You can also collect various types of treasures, like diamonds and gold nuggets, in order to boost your morale. I have no idea what this does. Combat is the other big part of the game, and in the words of Nuclear Wasteland veteran Todd Howard, it just works. You are given an assortment of weapons to play around with, starting with your basic pistol and shotgun, both of which you can dual wield. The super shotgun, if you're looking for some additional oomph. You've also got the assault rifle if you want to spray and pray, and the hunting rifle if you want to be distant and deadly. Next up is the crossbow, probably my favorite weapon in the game, as its bolts are capable of traveling through multiple enemies at once. You've also got the mortar and the riveter, which act as a grenade and rocket launcher respectively. You can also use the riveter's explosions to launch yourself in the air for some speedrun strats. You also don't have to reload your guns, instead just twirling them around in your hand. Along with these weapons, you can also find a variety of power-ups strewn about the levels, which up the amount of punch you can pack at any given time, ranging from increased fire rates to time only moving when you do. You'll use this small vault of weapons to kill a wide variety of enemies, such as sentient scarecrows, undead goats, wizards, mad scientists, and invisible deers. The further you get into the game, the more cursed the enemies you encounter will become. It won't be long before you're facing off against rocket launcher wielding giga prostitutes and legless dogs skirting around the levels in wooden carts. You'll also come across a dozen or so bosses, but I'll cover those once I get into the story breakdown. The combat places a lot of emphasis on staying mobile, so that enemies will have a harder time hitting you, especially on the higher difficulties like Cerro Miedo. There's also Duskmare difficulty, in which enemies kill you in one hit. Great fun. The story consists of 3 episodes, each comprised of 11 levels, 10 regular ones and 1 secret level for a grand total of 33. These will net you with about 6 to 8 hours easily. You do all of this to the music of a man whose name I've gotten quite used to reading at this point. None other than Hulshult. I would put more examples of how good the music is, but truth be told, we would be here for another 5 minutes. Dusk is one of the few games whose OST I've spent more time listening to than actually playing the game. So please, go listen to it, it's definitely worth it. If I had to give the story a rating out of 10, it would have to be a what out of the fuck. It is primarily told to you through splash screens, ominous interjections from the main villain, and bloody in-game messages on walls. In Dusk, you play as a nameless treasure hunter who travels to the recently walled-off town, Dusk, Pennsylvania. Episode 1, The Foothills, primarily takes place on the outskirts of the city, comprised of forests, farms, and mountain ranges. The first episode is by far the most streamlined one of the bunch, making it so there isn't much backtracking or running around looking for a random door or button. Bosses in this episode include Feraligatr, Ponyta, and Rapidash, and not suitable for advertisers. Episode 2, The Facilities, sees you make your way through abandoned military camps infested with soldiers and scientists alike, all corrupted by the demonic presence lurking underneath the town. The first half of this episode is a complete mess in my opinion. I spent so much time just looking around for a random door to open or a lever to pull. It was like a 30-70 ratio of shooting guys and frantically running around the level. The later half of the episode does really pick up the slack again, as you slowly descend down into more mystical levels, like floating cathedrals and flesh caves. This episode's bosses include suited up giga prostitutes, Dave Ostrey's best Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, and Cubone with a GAT. Episode 3 is when things go from fuck to very fuck. The Nameless City has you travel through lava-filled caves, ancient ruins, and underground cities. The level design goes completely balls to the wall in this one. Floating islands with endless fall loops instead of instant death, gravity altering runes, and whatever the fuck you call this. The end of the ethereal dimension fight has you face off against all 3 Pokemon at once, before then being teleported back to the start of the game, placing some gems on the correct pedestals and then facing the game's final boss, a guy called Jacob. He's armed with the same collection of weapons as we are, so this fight is exactly what I expect Dusk's multiplayer to play like, with both players autistically skanking around the arena, endlessly bunny hopping and having an average accuracy of 10%. After you get his health low enough, he is betrayed and killed by his own cult members. Hardcore shit. You're then teleported to a pitch black cave where you face off against... Yeah, I ain't even gonna attempt to pronounce that shit. Much like your average gamer, you can only hurt him once he's exposed to sunlight. After beating him, he tells us that we are worthy, being appointed to become the new leader of the cult. This probably sets up some type of endless circle of violence, yada yada, Last of Us Part 2 video coming somewhere in the next decade. So yeah, that's Dusk. It'll run you for about 6 to 8 hours, plus whatever time you want to spend cleaning up collectibles and secrets. So, is it as good as everyone keeps saying it is? No, but it is by no means a bad game. The gunplay is solid, sound design is crisp, and the tunes bang hard. Bonus points for being able to make the game look even older than my grandma. 7 politically dubious cult members out of 10. Hey, thanks so much for watching to the end of this video. As always, if you want to join my own cult, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, as I have 159 more videos scheduled for release between now and the inevitable heat death of the universe. Huge thanks for all the support on the last video. And getting me through... Jesus fucking Christ, guys. Thank you all so much. Next video will be the Skywalker Saga review, so you can all stop asking about it. I upload every single week, except when I don't. As always, I wish you all the best. I've been Zanyverse. Till next time. Fucking join the Discord, by the way.